Welcome back to the lesson. Today we are going to discuss stakeholders' involvement in development planning. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain why stakeholder involvement in development planning is important. But first of all, we'll identify the stakeholders in national or county development planning. And candidate stakeholder involvement in development planning is crucial. It is a crucial aspect of creating successful and sustainable projects in government. And stakeholders could be individual groups or even organizations who are affected or can influence the outcome of a development plan. And their participation ensures that plans are inclusive, responsive, and ultimately successful. So who are these stakeholders? Now, these stakeholders include the citizens. Stakeholders in national development planning are one, the citizens. Stakeholders are the citizens who are the primary beneficiaries of development projects, and their choices must be heard to ensure the plans address their real needs. The second category of stakeholders are the civil society organizations. Civil society organizations. The civil society organizations are organizations that represent various interests and can provide valuable expertise and insights to the development planners. Another stakeholder is the private sector. Private sector. The private sector include the businesses that are key drivers or players in development. These are organizations that provide employment, they provide jobs, they invest in various sectors of the economy, and they help in the area of innovation. So private sector is a stakeholder also. We have 4 community-based organizations. Community-based organizations. Community-based organizations are grassroots organizations that are deeply connected to the local communities and can help mobilize participation. 5, government agencies. Government agencies is another set of stakeholders. Government agencies are responsible for implementing development plans, are responsible for coordinating efforts among different stakeholders, and so on. So these are the stakeholders. But why is stakeholder important? Why is stakeholder involvement in stakeholders' involvement in development planning important? Importance. One reason why stakeholder involvement in development planning is important is because of that aspect of identifying community needs. One, identification. They help identify community needs and priorities. Identification of community needs and priorities. Stakeholders can identify the most pressing needs, the most pressing challenges, ensuring that development plans are targeted and effective. Development plans can only be effective if they address specific community needs and priorities. So one reason why stakeholder is important why stakeholder involvement is important is because these are the people who are affected by development plans, and therefore by involving them in the development of the plans, then the developers or the planners can identify community needs or priorities. Number two, promotes ownership and buy-in. All right. Stakeholder involvement can promote ownership and buy-in. When people are involved in the planning process, they feel a sense of ownership over the plan, leading to greater support and commitment towards actualization of the plan. That's why it's important to involve stakeholders in development planning. 3, enhances effectiveness. Effectiveness. It enhances effectiveness and sustainability. Stakeholder involvement enhances effectiveness and sustainability. Why? Because stakeholder input can improve the design, it can improve the implementation of projects, making them more likely to succeed in the long run. So it enhances effectiveness and sustainability. 4, builds trust. Stakeholder involvement can help to build trust and collaboration. Collaboration. Trust and collaboration. Why? Because inclusive processes foster trust and collaboration among different groups, which then creates a positive environment for development. So these are 4 reasons why stakeholder involvement in development planning is important. And candidates, how do you involve? Which methods can one use or can the government use to involve stakeholders? One way is through public meetings and forums, through survey and focus groups. It can also be done through community workshops. Stakeholder involvement can take place also through citizen advisory committees and so on. So that is all we can say for now about stakeholder involvement in development planning. Before we end the lesson, I'm going to read to you today's assignment. Number one, what are the benefits of involving stakeholders in development planning processes? 2, how can diverse stakeholder groups be effectively engaged and included in development planning? 3, what challenges may arise in ensuring meaningful stakeholder participation and how can they be addressed? 4, how can stakeholder feedback be incorporated into development plans and policies to enhance their effectiveness and to enhance their relevance? Thank you for your time. In our next session, we're going to study the characteristics of effective plans and policies. Bye.